While brain training helps to sharpen our senses, it's important to remember that it's a gradual process, right? Pretty much the same way our brain power declines gradually. An intentional start with brain training means that some changes will have to be made to your lifestyle. These changes are essential for effective brain training, and we will be talking about a few of them. Welcome to episode 97 of the Teacher Rockstar Podcast, a place where tips and strategies critical to the new teacher are discussed. I'm your host, Steve Hiles, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about brain training, improving your memory, part 2. Okay, but I got something I'd like to share with you. When you get a moment, check out our brand new and improved blog. Simply go to blog.teacherclassroomresources.com. You'll find unadvertised free bonuses, the latest in educational research, and best practices. So go ahead and check it out. Now, before we continue with our episode this morning, I would like to share the following messages from our sponsor. Would you like to jumpstart your classroom management skills? Well, if you're just fresh out of college, perhaps you're a first-year teacher, a student teacher, or maybe a teacher returning back into the classroom, the Teacher Rockstar Academy course is for you. Gain the confidence, the skills you'll need to crush it on day one and beyond. So invest in yourself and enroll now at tra.teacherclassroomresources.com. I promise you that this will be a most transformational experience for you. Now imagine having access to educational products, instructional videos, top-rated teacher podcasts, and articles worth over $1,000 for just pennies a day. Wouldn't that be awesome? And you know what the best part is? You get a free 7-day trial. So really, what do you have to lose? Go check it out. Take a look around. Go to membership.teacherclassroomresources.com. You're going to love being part of this teacher membership community. Okay, let's dive right in. I'd like to go ahead now and share 6 tips with you to help with your brain training. Number 1, cut down on your TV time. Agreed, TV is quite entertaining, but it doesn't do much to stimulate the brain, with the exception of shows designed to do just that, of course. The brain is relaxed during television hours and gives no room for our mind and memory to be sharpened. Point 2. Introduce a balanced diet into your food plan. Don't get carried away with the idea of junk and fast food. Your brain requires nutrients like every other part of your body. And since the brain serves as a powerhouse that directs every other part in your body, then surely junk foods just don't cut it. What will make the cut are plates of nutritious, balanced foods every day. Take foods that boost brain power, such as protein-rich foods like beans, for example. Tip number 3, laugh hard. Enjoy comedy. Research has shown that after watching a comedy show, people are generally able to solve problems better. Their problem-solving skills sharpened as long as they don't overdo it. Expose yourself to comedy, but only in moderation, of course. Tip number 4, have intellectual conversations. This doesn't imply that all you should talk about are topics that will require you to think and challenge your reasoning faculties. But if you wish to enhance your brain power, especially your cognitive ability, then, my friend, you need to have discussions on various topics that will challenge the brain. Number 5, challenge your brain regularly. Now, you might say, well, how am I going to do this? Well, take on new tasks. The brain will get used to a task it continually is exposed to. And when that happens, the task is unable to stimulate the brain. Engage in new challenging tasks such as puzzles, debates, reading books, and even going as far as learning a new hobby. And point number 6, read. Reading is an effective way to stimulate your brain. As a cognitive exercise, it ensures proper blood circulation to the brain. Now, this is one way we get to learn new things, and learning new things engages the brain. Now, you don't have to spend 3 hours reading every day, but I have to tell you, at least 5 minutes each day will go a long, long way. Visit your favorite blog and read their new content. Read on a wide range of topics, not just the gossip columns. And if you can, read 1 or 2 sentences aloud as well. Now, these stimulate the brain centers and keep brain cells healthy. Now, let's address understanding the human brain. Well, the human brain has many centers. And these centers are responsible for the different functions the brain performs. Now, the four major centers are, number one, the frontal lobe, two, the temporal lobe, three, the occipital lobe, and four, the parietal lobe. The frontal lobe plays an essential role in cognitive abilities. It's the seat of memory, communication, knowledge storage, creativity, and self-control. Our brain functions do not stop while we're alive. Instead, these functions gradually decline with age. Many persons focus on just their body and neglect their brains. The body is affected by age and physical activity, so many persons engage in normal exercises to keep their bodies fit, healthy, young, and in shape. Well, the brain needs its own exercises to stay in good shape as well and improve brain functions that would have been affected by age and lack of mental activity. Your body being in good shape is no indicator that your brain is. That's why brain exercises are just as important as your regular exercises are. Now, many brain training experts recommend that these exercises or tasks be done in the morning since brain activity is highest in the morning. Reading aloud and solving math problems mentally are common tasks one could engage in to boost brain training. Now, why brain age? Okay, the Nintendo DS game is a game that can be played alone, with your family, or anyone you choose to play with as long as they have the Nintendo DS game system. The name comes from the fact that the game calculates the age of your brain based on your test score. The game is designed to create enough stimulation for the brain. These tasks range from drawing pictures to unscrambling letters and solving math problems. These exercises take a few minutes to complete and are exciting to play, especially the speed games when played on a multiplayer level. Now let's move on to brain theory for therapy. Okay, now daily, we practice some form of brain training exercise as we go about our daily activities. It could be helping a child out with their science homework or even playing a game that requires logical reasoning. Brain training isn't always intentional, right? But, it helps to make it so. Our brains require sufficient stimulation to develop increased brain activity and mental alertness. Though brain training is often used as an interesting way to stimulate our brains, it is also used for therapeutic purposes. Brain training as a therapy is used in the treatment of medical conditions that involves the brain in both children and adults. Now, these conditions include autism, Alzheimer's disease, learning disabilities or cognitive impairments, language and development delay, attention deficit, sensory processing problems, dementia, etc. To use brain training effectively, brain training therapists study the brain. They learn about how the brain develops and repairs itself in the course of an injury or trauma. With this knowledge, the therapists develop training exercises that not only stimulate the brain, but also meet the desired function. Now let's turn our attention to the role of brain training therapy. The therapy is designed to meet many goals. Enhancement of the following brain functions. Number one, frontal lobe functions. Two, auditory processing. Three, visual processing. Four, manual processing. Five, pragmatics. Six, memory and retention. Seven, social relationships. And eight, cognitive development. Another feature of brain training therapy is that they provide information on what areas need development and what areas have been improved so far by the training. Children mostly benefit from the cognitive rehabilitation programs. That is, programs focusing on rehabilitating individuals with cognitive challenges such as learning disabilities, attention deficit, autism, and developmental delays. Cognitive rehabilitation programs are designed to represent the various developmental stages of childhood by employing tools such as flashcards, educational games, or various toys for that matter. Now, this program also takes place in a child-friendly environment. The environment is relaxed, fun, and enables learning. Child caregivers are particularly fond of this therapy because its location isn't confined to any one place. The settings can easily be replicated at home and in school. The effectiveness of the cognitive rehabilitation programs has been confirmed by both parents and teachers. Well, my friend, this brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you found a golden nugget or two from the information presented. As always, feel free to reach out should you have any questions or comments about this episode. I want to thank you for listening to the Teacher Rockstar podcast. I'm your host, Steve Hiles. When you get a moment, visit my blog and subscribe to my newsletter for the latest educational research, best practices, and unadvertised free bonuses. Go to our new and improved blog site, blog.teacherclassroomresources.com. That's blog.teacherclassroomresources.com. And don't forget to subscribe to us at the Teacher Rockstar Podcast. Please feel free to like and share our podcast with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. That would be greatly appreciated as always. Thanks again. We'll see you same time, same place next week. And remember, my friend, you got this.